How you doing? Nate Lopez back again. Here doing a morning coffee with Nate. Got a goofy coffee cup today, but whatever. So today I kind of want to talk about work-life balance again and dive a little deeper. And we've talked about this before, where this and it gets brought up because I do a lot of hours, right? And everybody sees that on social platforms and different things like that. And I don't show a lot of my family stuff on social platforms or different things like that. And it gets brought up in my life too of, hey Nate, you talk about work-life balance, but you don't have it, right? And first is I don't think it's anybody's job to judge anybody else on what work-life balance looks like. I think I've talked about this before, is everybody's work-life balance is their own and it looks different. And as long as your wife or husband doesn't want to divorce you and your kids aren't, kicking people in the shins and they're contributing to society or they're being brought up right, I think those are some red flags. But other than that, I think you're fine. But with whatever you want to do, right? Whatever that looks like, and I think, again, you have to kind of keep your goals in mind of like what's important to you and where you're trying to go, and then reverse engineer that, how you get there. And if it's being father or mother of the year, then maybe it looks a little different than what my balance looks like. So what I see a lot of, all right, so here's the real deal. Let's get real. Let's get nitty gritty about work-life balance, right? So time, it's all we have, right? We don't have any more of it. We can't create more of it. We can only hack more of it. So time is the thing. So here's what I really see in real life. Nate, what are you talking about work-life balance? You work 14 hours a day. What's going on? Here's the thing, all right? So guy X, guy Y, guy X works 14 hours a day. Guy Y works 8 hours a day. Guy X doesn't watch TV, doesn't play softball, doesn't play indoor soccer, doesn't play flag football, doesn't consume anything, only like goes on work and on family, right? Guy Y watches football for 12 hours every Sunday, completely shuts down. Guy Y plays softball every Thursday, flag football every Monday, goes to grab beers with his buddies every Saturday, but only works 8 hours a week. Who has work-life balance? Well, Nate, where's the time for you? Well, I spend time on things that add value to me. I spend time with people that add value to me. I spend time with things that are important to me, and what is important to me is work and life funneled down to family and friends. So I don't think, and there's I don't know this to be 100% true, but I don't think truly I spend more or less time than guy Y with my family. I think it's very similar. I think guy Y just has the opportunity to go get beers, play softball, play football, and watch football every Sunday for 12 hours a day and completely shut down on everybody. Or basketball or baseball or whatever it is. I don't think there's a huge difference in time spent with family or presence with family, because this isn't present, TV isn't present, presence with family. I think there's a huge difference in the ability for me to do those things that, for me, and for I think anybody who's really interested in hacking time to create value in certain places, aren't interested in. I mean, you look at, I don't know, I'm just kind of literally throwing this out there, but if you look at super successful people, they're not in softball leagues. Their free time might look different than my free time. Right now my free time looks like family, you only have time. Maybe as they grow in their career, their free time looks more like philanthropy, right? They're giving back to the community and gratitude and things like that. I get that, but no matter what, their free time doesn't look like, you know, football for 12 hours on Sunday on the couch. Their free time does not look like, um, playing softball every Thursday or flag football every Monday, or going to the local bar every Saturday, right? So, like, that's real. Do you know what I'm saying? So, I think if you really take an internal look at work-life balance and what that looks like, and then level up on what you want and what you want to do, I think it becomes a heck of a lot more easier to reverse engineer how you got to get there. And I can tell you right now, I can tell you right now, playing pickup basketball or playing pickup baseball or softball or playing flag football, 2-3 days a week is not going to help you get to where you want to be. Like, in 99% of the cases, I'm going to tell you that's not going to get to where you want to be. Depending. Like, if you want to be, a professional basketball player, then maybe I'm wrong. But, like, if you want to be successful in entrepreneurship or in industry, and also be a great father or mother, I don't think those two things are going to really add value to what you're trying to do in life. So, it's about work-life balance, and nobody can judge your work-life balance. I mean, like I said, the other guy is okay. Like, I'm not saying that guy is wrong. He's stealing time from work because he's not all in on that, and he's giving it to softball, basketball, baseball, football, whatever, right? Where this guy is giving time from work and stealing time from softball, basketball, baseball, whatever, self, right? Just call it self. So either guy is fine, right? Or gal or whatever. There's nothing wrong with either way to do it. Like, don't get me wrong. What always concerns me is guy who's taking time from work or family, one or the other. Maybe he's working 14 hours a day and doing softball, baseball, basketball, So he's taking time from work or family, deploying it here, and then he says, I don't know what's happening with my relationship. This is bullshit. Or, I don't know why I'm getting promoted. This is horrible. Well, Dick, it's probably because you're not deploying your resources correctly. Let's look at this, right? So, but either one doesn't drive home anything with me. It's irrelevant to me. I'm just explaining the reality of the time hack. Because I'm telling you, and going back to self-awareness, 99% of folks are not self-aware about the fact that they're not getting to where they want to be because they're deploying X, Y, or Z time in inappropriate places. They just don't understand it. They just don't. Like, I talk to people all the time, and, not getting promoted, just a kind of gloom and doom type of outlook on things for people, themselves, everyone. And I look, dude, you're deploying your time, like 90% of it, like you work 40 hours a week and then 90% of your time is spent on, basketball, baseball, football, Like, that's how you're deploying your time. Like, did you really think you were going to be successful like that? And you have a outlook on life now that is kind of like that, and nobody can be successful like that. Like, you can't deploy 40 hours a week at work, 20 hours a week towards different extracurricular things that add no value, and then think you're really going to excel at work. Do you know what I'm saying? But they don't even realize, they don't even think that's a thing. And they think in their head that they have to have me time, time for me. That is true. You know how you get me time? I get me time every day. I wake up at 4 a.m. That's how I get me time. Wake up at 3:30 or 4 a.m. I get less sleep and I do more work, and I get me time by waking up at different times. And that's another hack that I use, right? So there's never not an answer, right? There are opportunities, more work, less sleep, more time for me, less sleep, more time to work out, less sleep, more time to spend with family, less sleep. I mean, right? And that's how it goes, And I think if you're getting 6 hours, you're doing good. So, all right. Anyways, this morning coffee with Nate, kind of work-life balancing. Don't judge anybody on their work-life balance, and be self-aware enough to know what your goal is. Reverse engineer it and be real and work towards your goal, whatever that is, and understand that all we have is time, and we need to hack every minute of it and only deploy time against things that add value. All right, have a good day.